छोटे, ये देख मुझे क्या मिला।
क्या मिला?
MBA।
भैया मेरे पास तो MBA नहीं है।
अरे छोटे, अगर खून एक हो तो MBA भी एक ही होना चाहिए। इसके लिए MBA पान मसाला।
It's your life. Make it small.
Shah Rukh Khan, Amitabh Bachchan and James Bond's actor Pierce Brosnan, what do all these actors have in common? Well, they've all endorsed pan companies and their products. But wait, how can companies that sell products for 8 rupees at tea shops afford Bollywood and even Hollywood actors? Hear out this shocking fact. This pan and gutka industry is valued at an insane 43,410 crores. Question is, how did pan and gutka get so popular and what is the government doing about it? And why are these red dirty stains all over India? Let's start by understanding what is pan masala and gutka. Watch this.
Welcome everybody. Today I am going to tell you some facts about pan. Okay, pan is a very versatile thing. It can be eaten in various styles. This is betel leaf, yeah, pan ka patta. You can just eat it as it is, like this. Ah. Refreshing. Now, if you want to make your pan crunchy, we have areca nut or supari. These are dried seeds of areca palm trees. And did you know over 55% of world's betel leaf and areca nut goes into making pan? Well, now you know. Good fact. Our next ingredient is slake lime or tuna. It basically turns this green pan into this beautiful Jackson Pollock inspired red color artworks that you see on walls everywhere. Did you know these pan spits were corroding the Howrah bridge base? Well, now you know. Along with these ingredients, you can customize your pan with peppermint, rasmalai, mango, chocolate and even fire. Now that you understand pan, if I take this pan and dehydrate it and put it in small packets, you will get pan masala. If I take some tobacco and add it to pan masala, you will get gutkha. But if I take tobacco and sprinkle it with some tuna, you get kheni. You can always share kheni with your friends. Strengthens your friendship. And did you know, according to a study by NHS, eating not just gutka but chewing regular pan masala and pan increases your risk of mouth cancer? Well, if you didn't know, now you know.
Pan, betel leaves and areca nuts have been part of Indian culture for a long time in South India and North India as well. In fact, there's even mention of betel leaves in Ayurveda and Chinese folk medicine. But gutka, that is pan or pan masala laced with tobacco, is quite recent. Tobacco cultivation, in fact, in India was introduced in Portuguese in 1605. In fact, smokeless tobacco is even more common than cigarettes and bidis. Now, due to the carcinogenic nature of smokeless tobacco products like gutka, in 2012, many Indian states banned gutka. So the gutka companies basically changed all their products and started selling pan masala with all the same ingredients in gutka except tobacco. What they started doing is they started selling this tobacco separately. The uncles and aunties at these tabris just hand out one small tobacco packet along with the pan masala, which the person just mixes with these pan masalas and then consumes. And the highest use of this smokeless tobacco was found in states of Tripura and Manipur, where close to 50% of population was consuming this smokeless tobacco. In these states marked in red, more than 25% of the population consumes smokeless tobacco. That is literally 1 in 4 people. According to the GAP survey, 200 million Indians consume smokeless tobacco, which is more than the population of Bangladesh, Japan and Russia. That is a lot of people. Now the question is, how did chewing tobacco get so popular? One reason is many see it as an alternative to smoking. According to a study by Kerman University of Medical Sciences, there's a myth in India that gutka is less harmful than smoking, and adding to that, even women in rural India prefer smokeless tobacco due to the social stigma of smoking. Another important reason why these women consume the smokeless tobacco is because it curbs appetite. So a lot of lower sections of society who suffer from hunger consume it as it helps with hunger. Next reason is its addictive quality. Gutka and other smokeless tobacco products contain nicotine nicotine, which makes them super addictive. It basically gives them an instant high. Fourth reason is the economics. Gutkha, khaini and other smokeless tobacco products are much cheaper than cigarettes, and most of the consumers work daily wage jobs and cannot afford cigarettes.
Hi. So last year we started a video mastery cohort with the goal in mind that we wanted to create impact in the lives of the people who watched us. We have done 3 cohorts up to now, and we're going to be starting 4th one, and we've trained up to 800 students and created impact on each of these lives. We have students who have started working with international creators like Ali Abdal and getting paid up to 30 LPA. We have even more students who are working with creators like Tanmay Bhatt, Finance with Charan, and huge billion-dollar companies like Unacademy. In fact, we have students who have started their own creator journey, started pulling 500,000 views. We have business owners who decided to start their content creation journey and do 100K views on long form and expand their already existing business. In fact, we're so proud to announce that all of these guys that work in Aevy are our students from the cohort. So if you're a student, a full-time employee, or a business owner who wants to embark on the journey of content creation, we have a free class that's happening on July 5th. You can register for the class by clicking the link in the description. We're going to be teaching you all the fundamentals of YouTube, from scripting, video production, editing, and everything in between. See you there, and back to the video.
And finally, advertisement, or surrogate advertisements to be accurate. So advertising tobacco and alcohol is illegal in India, but these pan masala companies have found a loophole. They don't advertise the actual product, they advertise their brand with similar packaging to mouth fresheners. That's why you see ads for alcohol products in form of music CDs, club soda, etc. And for gutkha, it is Kesaria or Zuban Kesaria. I mean, most of these ads make absolutely no sense. It's just actors looking cool and eating things. But because the audience trusts these actors, they end up trusting what these actors endorse. In fact, these pan ads have got an insane backlash in the past few years. In 2022, Akshay Kumar apologized for endorsing Vimal through a tweet. In 2021, Amitabh Bachchan terminated his contract with Kamala Pasand, saying that he wasn't aware that the promotion falls under surrogate advertising. In fact, even Pierce Brosnan apologized and said that he was misled into thinking it was a mouth freshener. Now, let's get into the repercussions that a person can face if they consume this gutkha. Gutkha and other forms of smokeless tobacco are known to cause oral cancer. The WHO has labeled supari as a carcinogen. The National Library of Medicine published a paper in 2017 that studied the impact of smokeless tobacco consumption. The study clearly stated that oral cancer rates are increasing due to the use of smokeless tobacco products, in particular among the lower socioeconomic levels that constitute the large majority of the population in India. The same people did a study in 2020 titled Oral Cancer Diagnosis and Perspectives in India and found that globally, oral cancer is the 6th most common type of cancer, and India was the 2nd country having the highest number of oral cancer cases. Oral cancer poses a serious health challenge to nations undergoing economic transition and in general to public health as well. I mean, we all know this, right? Chewing and smoking tobacco causes cancer. The warning is literally printed on the packaging of tobacco products. By the way, there's some good news here. 50% of smokeless tobacco users are planning or thinking about quitting tobacco use. Comparing a 2009 Gap survey to the 2017 Gap survey, overall tobacco usage has reduced by 6%. And tobacco users have reduced by 81 lakh. The government is doing its part by imposing ban on spitting pan in many places, but we still continue to see these red stains everywhere even today. The government has also raised the taxes on tobacco products, making them less affordable. Currently, the GST on tobacco products are 28%. On top of this, the government imposes a GST compensation cess tax. What is that? I'll explain. Cess tax is basically added tax. GST compensation cess tax is the added tax for luxury and sin goods like alcohol, tobacco, and pan masala. This GST compensation cess tax is added on top of the 28% GST. WHO states that if countries increase the tax on tobacco, making it more expensive, the consumption of the product will reduce. India's average annual tobacco tax revenue right now stands at 537.5 billion. I saw some videos claiming that this is an incentive to government to not completely ban tobacco. While there is some truth to that, it is not entirely accurate. Because according to The Hindu, In 2017, the economic and healthcare expenses due to tobacco use and second-hand smoking exposure amounted to 2,340 billion or 1.4% of GDP, almost 4 times the tax revenue from tobacco. Tobacco use is also the cause for nearly 3,500 deaths in India every single day, which impacts human capital and GDP growth in a negative way. So tobacco consumption is unhealthy and unprofitable for both the individual and the country. Every time you come across someone, your house help, driver, construction worker, who's consuming this smokeless tobacco, we should at least try to educate them on the harmful effects of it. This is all for today's video. My name is Achina Maya. For more information-packed content like this, subscribe to AevyTV.